Today I'm going to be making a card holder with a magical surprise inside of it. Something that to this day I still think is absolute witchcraft. I'm somebody who doesn't upgrade their phone particularly often. I'm not known for my technology aptitude, let's say. However, how this works is witchcraft. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get started. Friends, it's Will and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. As I said in the intro, this is absolute witchcraft. Apple makes a MagSafe card holder, something that I never thought I would need or buy. And to be fair, the latter is true. I will never buy one. They have decided to go down the, in air quotations, vegan leather route, which is not leather, it's basically just plastic. Well, in fact, it is absolute plastic, and I don't agree with that. However, MagSafe is magical, and there's no other term for it. I recently found the need to buy business cards. I have people approach me that either are friends or colleagues, and they want to buy something from me, and they ask me for my details. So I recently purchased some business cards and I am very, very pleased with them, but I have absolutely nowhere to keep them. One option is I make myself a new wallet with more slots in it, and that is going to happen, and I will be making a video about that. I haven't decided what I'm going to make, but I will make something. However, in the interim, I need something to hold my business cards, and what better way to keep them on me than using magic itself. Magnets are, I'm fascinated with them if you haven't already noticed. This has taken some development, let's say. I've probably bought maybe 10 of these funky little rings off Amazon. I'll leave the link to this one in the description box below. It is an affiliate link, just so you know, if you want to try this yourself. But I have tried probably, 10, 15 MagSafe rings to find one that's strong enough to get through the leather. In this case, I'm using the split. So the leather I was sent some leather from Metropolitan Leather here in the UK. It's a Italian shoulder, and it is stunning. This one is in chestnut, I believe they call it. So I had it split down because I don't use 2mm thick leather for many things. So I had it split down, and most splitting services will send you the split, so the bottom layer that they take off, back to you. So I thought, why don't we embed the MagSafe ring, that magical little device there, between the two layers? Use a bonded leather that is the same thickness as the ring. It was one of the reasons that some of them didn't work, is because they were either too thick or too thin. The MagSafe ring, I mean. And put that between the split, which you can see there, and the surface leather, which you'll see in a second. So you won't see it if all goes to plan, which it didn't, but theoretically you won't see the ring, and it would just stick onto the back of the phone like it's being attacked by Harry Potter. Personally, I love this idea because it means I can carry it when I want it, not carry it when I don't need it, and ta-da, it worked. So that's what I attempted to do. In a second you'll see that it didn't quite work out as planned. I really wanted it to be completely seamless, to the point where you wouldn't see the MagSafe ring on the front facing side, the side that you see when you look at the actual piece itself. I didn't mind seeing the split on the back. It just looks like regular leather if you didn't know that it had been split down, but you do end up seeing the ring. And how I would change that in the future is I'd actually use a material called Veladon or Veldon, I can't quite remember. We use it primarily, we as in leather workers, use it primarily as a non-stretch material. It's not fabric, but it's like a compressed paper almost, and it has zero stretch to it. You use it in belts or wallet belts or watch straps, something that you want to keep nice and thin, something that you need to never stretch ever, you'll put Velodon in between it. Hermes is very famous for using it in their watch straps because it keeps them ridiculously thin. Velodon is only, I think it's 0.2 millimeters thick, so twice the thickness of a human hair, which is 0.1 millimeters thick, and it will never stretch. So, but one of the great things about it in this instance is it means that you can't, because it doesn't stretch, it doesn't form around anything. So when you'd look at it from the front, as you can see at the moment, this is the back, but when you look at it from the front, you would just see the normal leather. You wouldn't see the ghost effect of the MagSafe ring. And here I am just double checking that it actually sticks on with the thickness of leather, which it does, and I'm ecstatic. Almost dropped my phone at that point. And just the size of it's perfect. If you want to try this yourself, you can see how it's done here, and I'll leave the link to the MagSafe ring in the description box below. As I have mentioned in previous videos, if you've been watching me for a while, I much prefer folded edges, turned edges, than painted or burnished. I think they look nicer, and I think they are easier, faster, and more resilient to do. Burnishes come off, they wear off. Paint eventually peels off. It's beautiful for years, but it does need redoing. But as far as I can tell, folded edges take years and years and years to break to wear off. Everything wears off, but it's very, very resilient because it's the top layer of leather. Now, that's the pocket that I'm currently making. It's folded on the top. At the point where I filmed this, at the time of filming, I didn't have my new logo stamp, so I left it off, which now I have it. I slightly regret, but oh well, that's what happens when you make something without a logo stamp, I guess. Why am I skiving the edge? Now, some leathers glue will stick to out of the box, if you like. After you've got your leather, glue will stick to it. Certain leathers, like this one, which have a finish on it, glue won't stick to. If I try to adhere anything to this leather without either scratching off the surface or skiving it down, the glue will just peel off. It won't do its job. But if you skive off the top layer, there you can see the ghosting effect of the ring. If you skive off the top layer, the glue will penetrate into those fibers and do its job. It will hold it together really nicely. Now, I like having thin edges. If you're doing fine leather work, which is what I do, even with vegetable tan leather, which is not traditionally used in fine leather goods, you have thin edges. It's one of the signs of a really well made fine leather piece, and I got this really quite nice and thin, but still maintaining a lot of the strength. If you're wondering, my stitching line is 3 millimeters from the edge. I'm really actually quite annoyed by the fact that I didn't realize putting Velodon in between the bonded leather and the vegetable tan leather would be a good idea. I completely forgot about it at the time of actually making it, and only realized afterwards I should put it in there. And if I make another one, if one of you guys would like me to make you one of these, I will be putting Velodon in there. It's a negligible thickness, 0.2 millimeters is unnoticeable, and it would completely remove the ghosting effect of that ring. Now, I use stitching pricking irons from Pro Italia Plus in the UK. They're beautiful. It's the graphite range, and this is a 0.5 millimeter Misi thread, again from Pro Italia Plus. Not sponsored, just love the stuff that they have. And I finish it off with just a little bit of PVA glue on that last stitch, which means that will never come off, because the thing about a natural thread, this is linen, is that you can't burn it, melt it. Well, you can burn it, you can't melt it and then mushroom it over the top, because it just burns. It's natural fibers, it doesn't melt. So once I've finished off that last stitch, it's time to just neaten up the edge, give it a beautiful crease, and this leather creases so nicely. It's one of my favourite things about this leather actually is how beautifully it creases. And there we go, just double checking that it all looks and feels as I want it to. And then it's time to paint the edge. Typically you'd burnish a vegetable tan card holder or wallet or whatever. If you're making a piece out of vegetable tan leather, typically you'd burnish it. However, because I've put the layer of bonded leather in there, the one that's in the middle, keeping it all one thickness, you can't, well, I've never tried, but I don't think you can properly burnish bonded leather. I don't think that's possible. So in this instance, I have gone ahead and used edge paint on it. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care.